So yeah, I'm Miles. That's a photo before I tried this beard experiment. I think I might, that's the early days of it. Yeah, and I'm a Tapster on Twitter, but I don't really say much interesting. And Tapster on GitHub, don't have much interesting there either. But I work for a company called Cookpad. You would never have guessed, with a t-shirt and everything else. But you may not have noticed, this is hot off the press. This just came out the other day in Forbes. I realize it's a bit small, but yeah, these are the 2017 biggest, most downloaded apps in the world, worldwide. That's why it says worldwide. Yeah, Cookpad there on the right, number 4. Not too shabby. So yeah, we recently set up in the UK, and nobody knows about Cookpad in the UK, so I'm constantly pointing to this. So yeah, let's get on with this talk. So Amazon Echo, yeah, I did extensive research before coming to South Africa. In other words, yesterday I realized that the Echo isn't available in South Africa, so suddenly thought, I should try and change my flights back, but it didn't work. But anyway, I hope this is of some interest. I heard a rumor that it's been promised for years, so I don't know if that's true or not, but so you probably don't know about all this other stuff. This is like our office. We've got these, they seem to be multiplying. There's Echo dots and all kinds of weird things, and this thing as well, the screen just broke on in our office, and there's a smaller one of these, and then what's this? Oh, there's also this Google Home fella, but I won't talk about that. So yeah, what can we do with these things? And again, Cookpad, just in case you forgot. And now kind of the reason for our company and our kind of mission is make everyday cooking fun. You know, not enough people are cooking, and if you can make cooking fun, more people will cook, brings families together, much more healthy, everything's great. And also at Cookpad, we love Ruby. We actually have at least 3 Ruby committers. Koichi Sasada works full-time on Ruby at Cookpad in Japan, and also Yusuke Endo, so 2 of the big names work for Cookpad. So yeah, we all love Ruby. We've got, yeah, I don't know how many Ruby people we've got, but it's a lot. And I have an Echo. So we've got these 3 facts. I work at Cookpad, we love Ruby, and I have an Echo. So it took me about a year to actually think of something, so it wasn't that obvious. You'll be surprised. But ask Cookpad. So this is the kind of use case that I have a lot. I try and cook a lot. That's can't really see that's one of my recipes. Highly recommended that one. It takes a long time actually, but it's definitely worth it. But I digress. Yeah, often so with cooking, you've got a phone or you've got an iPad, and you've got a frying pan or some kind of something you're cooking with, and you've got the Alexa. How can you make these things work? And what I've discovered and what we've discovered over and over is it's just constantly people are cooking, and you've got stuff on your hands, flour, and you're going back to your phone, you're trying to scroll back to ingredients, and then you've got to wash your hands, and it just doesn't really work. So maybe that resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's just me. But, okay, wouldn't it be great if we could just, while we're cooking, and we've already kind of decided what we're cooking, and we've got our kind of phone or iPad, we can ask various questions. What temperature should I set? How much sugar do I need? This kind of thing. And these are constant questions I'm asking by trying to, move the phone. I really should have run through these slides earlier, because I've now forgotten what it's about. Yeah, so, and I thought, yes, I'm going to make a, Ruby gem. I'm going to be famous. Someone's already done it, so yeah. But this, yeah, it's very basic. Does what it says on the tin. Just exposes simple methods to make Alexa easier to use for us Rubyists. And then this is just lifted straight from their documentation. What's the next slide? Oh yeah. So yeah, you require the gem. You set up this response object, and then you add the speech. I don't know what this lifted from the docs. I don't know what Ruby is running ready means, but I thought I'd use the same thing. And then you build the response, and then this provides, it just translates it into the JSON that the Alexa wants to see. So boom, easy. From Ruby now we can already, from Ruby to Alexa, Ruby is running ready. We still don't know what it means, but we can hear it. So I digress. Let's get back to our idea. So we already have Cookpad, big recipe site. So we want to stick in the gem, and then we'll just create a simple, this is always tricky. I'm from England, but I lived in America for a long time, and I can never remember if it's root or route. Root? Yeah, okay, root. Well, what's a router? That's the thing that you... Was that a router? I don't know. Anyway, we create the routes. Always stumble on that one. Yeah, and we'll make just a real simple controller. So yeah, we didn't see this in the example actually of the gem, so maybe I should make a pull request and show this example. But we're going to take some input, so somebody's spoken to their Alexa. We're going to receive this kind of packet from the internet. We're going to create an input, an input object from the Alexa RubyKit gem, and then we're going to just create a blank output. Then we're going to do something really cool. Then we're going to send the output back. That's it. Pretty simple. Alexa, do something. Goes to the Alexa, goes to Ruby, comes back to Alexa, replies something. Make sense? Yeah, okay. Just checking. So yeah, so this is where it gets a bit tricky, but not too tricky. So Amazon has this thing called Alexa Skills Kit, which is a cool site. Keeps changing. I think they must have some big front-end team because the design of this changes every 5 minutes. This is 2 weeks ago, so probably completely out of date. But yeah, and you're looking for that starter skill button. And then basically, this actually overlaps a little bit with the great talk earlier about the banking stuff. Again, it's the same but slightly different names for the same things, but roughly, when you're building a skill, you need to think of a name for it, and that usually would be your company name, but it's also the name that somebody has to call out to invoke it, which is, you're sitting at home and you've got your Alexa, you can't just say, you're just sitting there and say, pay so-and-so some money. They have to understand what app it is, so Amazon's way is you have to say ask something. That's your invocation name. So in my case, ask cookpad. Gets a bit annoying to keep saying that as well. Then you have to configure it. You have to configure an endpoint. So that's where when you speak to Alexa, and when it understands what you've done, it will post the information to this endpoint. This account linking is a nightmare. So we'll get into that. But that's something that if you have an Amazon account, or like me, I have multiple. I don't know why, and I have a cookpad account. Somehow we want, when I talk to the Echo through Alexa, we want Alexa to understand what my cookpad account is, so we have to do this account linking dance. And then we'll get into the interaction models. This is a bit what kind of overlap with the talk earlier, and they have intents, which is the same thing. What are you actually trying to do? So in my case, it might be list ingredients. That's an intent. Utterances are all the ways you can say that. List ingredients. What are the ingredients? Tell me the ingredients. What are the goddamn ingredients? All the different ways you can say that. Same intent with different utterances. And then slots are, what are slots? Yeah, slots are when you kind of interpolate a value. So you might say, how much salt do I need? Salt is that, you've got one phrase, and then you're filling that slot with multiple variables. Okay, yeah. So, just explain that. Alexa, ask cookpad. Configuration. Yes. So, when you log into this Alexa Skills Kit, you'll see all this cool stuff. It's easy to use all this serverless nonsense. Sorry, didn't say that. Serverless infrastructure. Just click a button, you're up and running, and you're off. But yeah, see that big. Click this one. No, we're going to do that little tiny HTTPS. Not recommended, because that's how we roll. Plus, we want to use Ruby. Yay! And that's our Rails app. Yeah, just a little aside. Everybody probably knows this, but ngrok is a super useful tool that you I forget how you invoke it. I think just do ngrok 3000, and it will spin up a server and give you a externally accessible URL to your machine, which I'm going to be using in a little while. Also HTTPS, which is don't even know how that works, but it's pretty awesome that it just works. So we'll use that as our endpoint so that even Alexa in the cloud can point to this. If this works, it's going to be a miracle because we're going through Angus's phone. But yeah, basically that's how it should work. Yes, I might need to sit down to talk about this, or lie down. We just want to associate your Alexa or your Amazon account with the cookpad account. Should be easy. And it is easy if we use Amazon Auth. But we don't want to do that. So we're going to do this. The Amazon Auth, I think if you probably use Doorkeeper or something and spin up a whole OAuth provider on your application. Could work, seemed like a bit much. So really, this account linking flow wasn't actually, it's not too difficult, but it took a long time to actually get it to work. But as you can see, starting from the top, the user, they add the skill. So this, any kind of tool in Amazon Alexa world is called a skill. So the CookPad cooking thing that I'm working on is a skill. So you add the skill. Then when you go into the service, you say link accounts. Seems straightforward. And then you get redirected to CookPad, where you have to enter your username and password. And many people just put their Amazon username and password because they've gone to Amazon, they see an input box, they don't realize, so you've got to put tons of flashing lights and things. But yeah, you present the authorization API, send that back to CookPad, and then CookPad sends it off to Alexa. Basically, you end up with a token, and this token, Amazon will store, and that's your kind of unique identifier that links your Amazon account to this CookPad skill, apparently. Oh yeah, did some screenshots. Yeah, so that's what it looks like when you add the skill in the Alexa app, which is not, still early days, it's not very usable, for real people, I don't think. But you get bounced over to CookPad, where you put in your Amazon username and password, which then I go and use to order myself loads of presents. But no, you should be using your, CookPad username and password. It's a bit confusing. But yeah, and then we're linked. So the amount, I would probably say 100 times I got to this point and it wasn't linked, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, and nothing was working. So don't believe this screen. But I'm past it. It's over. It's okay. I got through it. Bit of therapy. So now interaction model. So yeah, this is the last part. So if it's boring, we'll be nearly done. So intents. And this is their description. Intents represent actions that user can do with your skill. These intents represent the core functionality of your skill, for your skill. Okay, I think it makes sense. So more specifically, we're going to have this ingredient quantity intent. So the idea is, here is I'm cooking a recipe, I got flour all over my hands, I don't know, burn my hand, I can't touch my phone, and I'm looking at the steps, and I can't see on the screen what the ingredients are. How much sugar was it? Oh my God, I can't remember. This is what we're going to use this intent for. So I want to say something like, Alexa, ask CookPad, how much sugar do I need? And I want Alexa to tell me 2 tablespoons. The reason for that weird syntax, I tried to make it all, super friendly sounding, but it becomes a nightmare with all the different parts of speech and numbers, and so I just gave up and made it sound like a robot. You'll see later. And then the utterances, here we go. So you have to basically think of every possible way someone might ask, which is kind of annoying. I think there's a way to log this when people say things that you don't match, you can go back and go, oh wow, I didn't expect them to use that kind of expletive when asking how much sugar should be in a recipe. And then you can go back and add them. But yeah, so that's the way. I think there's another page full of these things that I came up with. And then the ingredients themselves, this is really interesting, and I haven't got to the bottom of this, but you can add 50,000 values in a slot. So how many onions do I need? What's really weird is you can, looking at that list, it doesn't say eggplant, but I could say within this app, how much eggplant do I need? And it will work. It will understand that part of speech. But then if I say something like how much, sun-dried tomato, it won't work. It just seems hit and miss. It seems to work if you add the actual word. It seems kind of bizarre. That's maybe that's that uncanny valley that was mentioned earlier. So putting it all together. I'm even boring myself now. Hold on, got to pep this up a bit. So there's the invocation name. Alexa, ask CookPad. That's our invocation name. How much do I need? Utterance, and then that slot value, sugar. So that will result in, all this madness, which is basically this access token and thing you set up earlier. But the second half will be, this is all one, couldn't fit it on one screen, but this is all one post from Amazon. and it'll have the intent name, ingredient quantity, because it's identified that because I said, where are we? Because I said how much sugar do I need, it's gone, oh okay, that's an ingredient quantity intent, that's his intent, and it's pulled out the slot value. Boom. So that's kind of understanding what we said, hopefully. What's this bit? Oh yeah, so it's going to just step through a bit of pseudo-ish code, but yeah, it's basically same as I showed you before. You know, we're building this request object based on the kind of the JSON that was sent over from Amazon to our endpoint. Then that extracts the name from, in here, ingredient quantity. So we're just saying, okay, when it's ingredient quantity, finding out the ingredient value, then from the recipe that I'm cooking, cleverly excluded from this example where recipe came from, but we'll skip over that. We'll find, trying to find that value that was sent over from Alexa, this sugar, within this recipe. So recipe ingredients where name is sugar first. If it finds it, we're done. That's the message we send back. Sugar, 2 tablespoons. The recipe actually is, we know what recipe you're looking at in CookPad, so that's kind of just a convenient thing, kind of fundamental to this working, but skip over that. And then you create a response object, add the message as the add speech method, send it back. We're in business. That's what it created. Sugar 200 grams, yeah. Fire that back over. So yeah, just repeating here, this is what that's our intent invoked with our utterance and our slot value. And in theory, this is what happens. So, demo. Nobody mentioned a demo. Let's see. This may or probably may not work, just because of internets and things. But yeah. So basically, that's actually, you can see at the top there using my ngrok thing. So it's just running on this. Oh, not this one. Yeah, running on this server here, locally. And this is, just imagine I'm cooking this recipe. It's actually a really, really nice recipe. And I have made this. I think I shared there you go. That's when I cooked it. Went a bit over the top with the pesto, but yeah, a lot of fun. So imagine we're cooking this. Then we got this super cool tool. I probably thought I could just grab an Echo when I got to South Africa, everything would be rosy, then, they don't exist here. But this is a pretty cool tool that you can just talk into the browser. And let's see. So let's have a look for an example. Let's see. I've set this up to fail deliberately so it gets a laugh, but now I've completely forgotten which one it was. So I'm going to have to wing it, but let's see. Let's see if it works to start with. So I'll say, ask CookPad, how much salt do I need? Salt pinch. Oh, it's over there. Just imagine that said a pinch. I think that came from over there, didn't it? I was holding the mic here. It's a bit silly. But yeah, so you can, and then also, ask CookPad, what are the ingredients? Okay. And then we can add things like, ask CookPad, what's the first step? Oof. 3 out of 3. Got it. I'm on it, Alexa. Thanks. So yeah, but you can imagine that's kind of useful. And I opted to not try and do the discovery part where, Alexa, find me a recipe for fish and chips, and then it gives me a recipe and I don't have any of the ingredients. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. But if I'm actually cooking something already and it's very obvious what I'm doing, that was my theory anyway. So was there anything? Yeah, something's supposed to go wrong. What's supposed to go wrong? Flower O is a tricky one. That's beyond. That will go wrong, but I can't fix it to get a laugh. That's just beyond. I think it might be. Ask Cookpad, how much semolina do I need? Nope. She's learning. Yeah. It's the AI is taking over. But yeah, let's just have a quick look. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I should have prepared for this. What the heck? You see, I told you I had a lot of Amazon accounts. Let's have a look. Is this the right one? Come on. This phone is great, by the way. It's the best internet I've had in 2 days. Yeah, just quickly hopping in here. What should have happened? Alexa Skills Kit. Yeah, this is some of the tools you use, and yeah, it's pretty good. So this is my this is my recipe thing. So I've got that basic the name, the invocation name I mentioned, configuration. I've got the big, huge click me recommended. No, we want this one. You know, it's the endpoint, the ngrok, blah, blah, blah. Not very interesting. But what is it? Is it this one? Yeah, this thing sometimes doesn't work in Safari. Yeah, okay, it does work. So yeah, this is where we have things like we setting up that sample utterance. Yeah, and I think the joke that didn't work. Yeah, so semolina wasn't in here. Oh, yeah, let's try reverse joke. It doesn't work when I've told you everything, but and also I always forget as well. You save this and you go away and you think, okay, everything's cool, but you have to build this interaction model, which takes a little bit of time. So we'll just go back to the presentation. Come back to that in a minute. Only a few slides left. Hang in there. So yeah, quick recap. We got the Alexa RubyKit gem, which I didn't write. My chance for fame and glory scooped. Then we've got the Alexa Skills Kit web portal, which you just saw a little bit of a thing with there. Then this account linking craziness, intense utterance slots, and this I've got to change that. It's echosim.io, but echoism sounds so much cooler, and I keep forgetting to change it. Quick plug. Oh yeah, crazy plugs you have here. Just wanted to share that. But yeah, I'm one of the. This is where I go into a sales pitch. I'm one of the organizers, co-organizer, sub-organizer, small part player in Bath Ruby, which is an awesome conference in the UK, coming up 22nd and 23rd of March. You could come and hang out with me again and have all these laughs like today. But it's going to be fantastic. So we've got Matt is coming to do the keynote. We've got Terence Lee from Heroku, a bunch of fantastic speakers. So check out the website. It's Bath Ruby. What's the website? bathruby.com, pretty sure. Also, the day before, got a bit of a, this is top secret, so don't tell anyone, all cameras off. Oh, damn it. Yeah, so we got Matt's, Koichi and Yusuke. So the two guys on the right work for Cookpad in Japan. They're both Ruby committers. Matt's, obviously, we know, wrote Ruby. So they're coming to Cookpad in Bristol the day before Bath Ruby, and we're doing a hack challenge where we're really trying to, they're going to show how to build Ruby itself, how to get involved with fixing bugs, how to implement methods. It's going to be an all-day event. Should be really fun. Also, just wanted to plug too much Koichi in here, but we've got a cool blog that I finally posted a post to yesterday, sourcediving.com. And yeah, it's Cookpad in the UK. We're just building some fantastic offices and trying to build basically a world-class team, bringing people like Mats and Koichi, building a fantastic team. Need about 100 people. So yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to try this one. Going to try and get mileage out of this joke if it kills me. Ask Cookpad, how much semolina do I need? Boom. Yes, I couldn't find shallot. So that's just an example where, I don't know why, because that wasn't listed in that list of slots, you couldn't find it, but then other things you can find. no rhyme or reason. But yeah. Yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot.